Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Buffalo Wild Wings in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I will also show you how to make the entire interior as well. Fun fact, I'm hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know if, where and when you spotted me. The first person leaving a comment getting it right will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 29 block wide by 37 block long area as represented by this very handy grid on the screen. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards and find the 10th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 7 yellow concrete in a row extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then extend backwards by 2. 1, 2. Then place 2 black concrete extending right. 1, 2. Place 3 light grey concrete extending forwards. 1, 2, 3. Then extend up by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down to the ground. We can then extend back to 1, 2. Place a black concrete. Extend right 1. Then place a brick. Extend forwards 2. 1, 2. And then to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend in 1. Next, place a row of 6 stone extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then extend backwards by 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We then want to extend inwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick a brick on the end. And then extend backwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then extend across the back of the build by 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We then want to extend towards the front of the build by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We then will place a yellow concrete on the end, extend forwards, and then we will extend all the way to the very front of the build, like so. Next, we can head inside and work on the floor. So to begin, we are going to connect the brick road that we have on the left, front to back, to seal off the outdoor area. We will then remove all of the grass from inside of the build. We can then fill the interior floor in using oak planks. So this is the area inside of the bricks. We can then fill the small outdoor patio area in using stone. Next, let's work on the walls. We'll start over here with the yellow section. Begin by placing a row of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow concrete extending up from this corner. We will then extend to the right and down to this corner. We'll add a couple of rows behind like this. And we will also place yellow concrete equaling the height of that row over here on the side wall. And then we will add a window here, so we'll place a layer of yellow concrete along the left, right and top of this, with black stained glass pane in the middle, just like so. And we want to do a similar thing to the bricks over here on the right. So we want a row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stacked up like this. We'll extend the top across, and then down here. And then similarly, we want to add a layer of bricks just along the left top and right side. And then we can add a window just right in the middle of this, like so. And then where it differs a bit is the fact that we can just extend all the way along the very side of the build, all the way to the back. So now that we've created this side wall, before we go too far, I want to return back to the main entrance, where we will place some black stained glass pane, just left and right here, with iron bars either side to represent door handles. We will then extend the light grey concrete back and down, and then we want to place some black concrete here along the inside, just like so. And we will also, so now that the black concrete is a level with the light grey, we are going to extend the black concrete up by 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this. And we'll extend all of this up. So now that we have this, we want to extend the right side to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. And the left side to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. And that will give us this. And this will look a lot better once we actually stick the sign on. Next, we are going to come over to the right side of the build now, and we are going to make the canopy that is above this entire patio area by placing 1, 2, 3 polished blackstone wall here, 1, 2, 3 here. We will place iron bars all the way around the edge of this patio. And then we will stick some polished blackstone slab here. So the polished blackstone slab is just going to act as a roof, and it sits perfectly above the entire patio area. So we can also gain access to the patio via the back. We actually want to remove this and this bar here and replace these stone blocks for stone stairs, so just here and here. We then want to leave a gap of 1 and then place a doorway right here leading inside. So preferably there would be an oak plank here and a dark oak door, or any door there really. And the only reason that this is important is because we are now going to take the black concrete here And we're going to start extending it backwards. And we are going to line it up with the doorway. So that is why I wanted to do that right there and then. And I'm just going to extend the black concrete across. And here, just like so. And now we can just extend the entire thing up. So just forming a solid shape, a big giant rectangular... I wanted to say cube, but that feels wrong. Cuboid? Rectanguloid? You guys know what I'm talking about. A big giant box, basically. I've got to fill the top in as well. I've mentioned this many times on the channel, but placing black concrete specifically on black concrete is really hard because of my monitor settings or gamma settings or whatever. Like, it's so hard to see where to place it unless it's at like the right angle, so like I can kind of look down and contrast it against, say, the oak planks. Otherwise it's just so incredibly tricky. I don't know why I've not sorted that problem out, but that is a large portion of the roof complete. Next, we are going to move towards the back of the build, and we're pretty much just going to fill the entire back of the build in using bricks. We can add additional windows and such later, although the entire bar section is back here, so there's not really too much room for things like windows. On the side of the build here, we will actually add some windows, but it's much easier to just do it later, really. So we're just going to fill this entire wall in using bricks, and we'll figure out the details later. So, now we've done the side walls, the next thing that we should probably do is head inside and work on the roof. So we're just going to add a layer of bricks at the top of the build, just literally filling in the top of the walls, and it'll sit nice and comfortably underneath the giant black concrete section that we've already placed, and this will be the interior ceiling. Next, we are going to once again focus on the front of the build, where we will add a row of podzol in front of this patio area, with ferns in the podzol, or on the podzol, technically. We want to remove 3 rows of grass from in front of the entrance area, extending from left to right. And I'm just going to replace this with smooth stone. Next, we are... You know what? We're just going to remove all of this. So all of the remaining grass and grid from in front of this can just go. Okay, so step 1. Coinciding with these 3 middle blocks of the entrance, we are going to extend these 3 smooth stones forwards. We will then place white concrete either side of these. We will then leave gaps of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we will place another row of white concrete over here on the left, and then either a row of white concrete over here on the left or a row of smooth stone, it doesn't matter which. And on the right side, we want to do a similar thing, so leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, white concrete, and then eventually you'll be left with the same conundrum over here on the right, and you either place a row of smooth stone or white concrete, so you either have a path or you have the edge of the car parking space. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. And then we can fill these parking bays in with grey concrete or cyan terracotta or any sort of greyish or blackish block that would represent a car parking space. And we'll stick some yellow carpet at the top of them because it is just the most pleasing colour combination. Yellow, white and grey. Then we are going to place some polished blackstone walls. So we are going to stick them... Where shall we stick them? I think we'll place them in between the parking bays. So like here. And then I don't know whether to place them here and here as well. I think that that's a nice balance of them, isn't it? That looks perfect. So now that we've done that, we are just going to shuffle along to the side here. So here we have to add a walkway. I don't know whether to maintain a bit of grass around this area here, right? So kind of like this, and have just a row of smooth stone path, or whether to double up on a walkway. Like, it's quite nice to have the contrast of the grass to the path, so I think that we'll leave it like this, but this wants to come all the way around to the back here, and then we will add a row of oak leaves here. And then we will excavate all of this area, so all of the remaining grass and grid from this portion of the build. Just like so. And we'll add a couple of rows of smooth stone, just like this. And we'll split this area in half by placing so we'll leave a gap 1, 2, 3, and then we'll split it up using white concrete here. And then either a row of white concrete. Yeah, we'll go with white concrete. Actually, no, we'll go with 2 rows of smooth stone because it will continue along the back of the build, which will be nice. And then let's go with something else. Let's go with cyan terracotta with these side parking bays, just like so. And then we can stick some yellow carpet here. And if you wanted to, you could even stick like a bollard here as well, just because. And then along the back here, we are just going to remove all of this. And maybe we'll stop here actually. So we'll remove this and we will place some smooth stone. That's perfect. We can even mark out the door. There's going to be a door, kind of like a staff entrance. We'll leave a gap of 1, 2, and then this third row here, we'll remove, replace this with oak planks. We should give it a door as well, just like so. And on the back here, we can stick some bins. So these can be green concretes with spruce trap doors. We can have flower pots. We can have kelp. We can have cauldrons. We can have more flower pots and maybe... Actually, that's probably enough. I think that's enough rubbish for one area. Maybe we can even have some bottles back here. But I think that will be fine. Next, we are just going to move over to the patio area. And here, we will add a cauldron with an oak trapdoor above it. We then want to leave a gap of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will dig 1, 2, 3, 4 into this wall. Place note blocks here. And then we will place a painting above this. So my personal favourite is fighting guys. So now that we have successfully placed that after about 500 paintings, we can add some seating. So leaving a gap of 1 from the wall here, we will place 1, 2, polished blackstone stair, leave a gap of 1, stair, end rods in front of these, and then stairs on the opposite side. We then want to create some spruce trapdoor benches. So we'll place 1 spruce trapdoor here and here. And then 2 spruce trapdoors here, one on the other end, and then we can stack this table with pots and candles, just like so. And then we can add a bit more seating, so we'll leave, we have to leave a bit of a gap anyway. So we'll have a double set of stairs here and a single here with end rods in front, stairs on the opposite side, leave a gap of one, stair, end rod, stair, and then black carpet on top of the end rods. And that will give us this, and I think that that's a pretty nice outdoor patio area. Next, we are going to write out the words Buffalo Wild Wings in letters, and there's quite a few of them, so buckle up. Throw down a loom, open it up, black banner, white die, the first letters B. So Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, Fess, and Base. Next is U. Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Base. Next is F. This is Pale Dexter, Chief, and Fess. Next is A. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, and Fess. Next is L. This is Pale Dexter and Base. Next is O. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, and Base. Next is W. This is the chevron. Put black dye in there, base indented pattern, white dye back in, Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister. Next is I. This is the pale pattern. Next is N. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, bend. Next is G. This is the Pale Sinister. Put black dye in, apply the per fast pattern, put white dye in, base, Pale Dexter, Chief. Next is S. Place the Chief, base, and bend pattern. This hasn't happened in a while, I forgot a letter. We need to make D. So, black banner, white dye, Pale Sinister pattern, put black dye in, lozenge pattern, white dye back in, Pale Dexter, Chief, and base. And now that we have all of our banners, we can head all the way up to here, and we can place the sign. So, starting off, B, U, F, F, A, L, O, space, W, I, L, D, and then we start just underneath the second F, we place W, I, N, G, S, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the sign. If you wanted to, you could even drop the wings one row lower if you wanted to. That might look better to you personally. I'm about to test it now. You know what? It does kind of space things out a little bit nicer. I think that that's an improvement. That is what I would go with personally. Now that we have placed the sign, we have officially completed the outside, which means it's now time to head inside and work on the interior. Let's start over here. Begin by placing 2 bricks extending towards the back of the build, and then 4 oak stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An oak stair, and then just place a row of bricks extending towards the back of the build. We then want to place a row of bricks here and here, just like so. And we can actually extend these 2 rows of bricks all the way up to the ceiling. And we will just leave enough space for a doorway here, like so. We can completely fill this wall in as well. And we can also raise up these 2 blocks as well. Then we will extend this brick all the way up to the ceiling and across the top. And then we will fill the middle of this in with glass. And then, in this room, we want to have a rug made by placing 3 rows of 4 black concrete powder here. You can see how it's just in the middle of both the stairs and these note blocks. And then we're just going to add some oak planks around this. And we have to break into here as well, so we can it's either this row or this row. It actually doesn't really matter, but we want to have this raised too, and this leads right out onto the patio. And we will also break into this area, and we will have a row of oak planks here like this, and there will be a wall here. And we will divide this area up like so. So this is a hallway, and these are basically just 2 bathrooms. And I think that we're actually going to give them a different floor. I didn't in the original, but I feel compelled to this time. But the entrance to the bathroom is here, and also here. So it's just on the right side for both of these. So it's just quite a small hallway. We'll remove these 2 rows, and we'll place a window there a little bit later. And we'll just leave this room for now, and we will focus on this one. So in here we have to add a TV, which is... oh, we have to cover these as well. It doesn't really matter which picture you pick. I'm going to go for this one, but the fighting guys is my favourite, and I would prefer that one. But we'll have something a bit different. We'll have a polished black stone stair here, end rod here, stair here, and then we'll have the same on this opposite side, although we will double up. So we'll just have 2 stairs like this with carpet on top. And we want a similar thing over here as well. So we'll have a double table here with the stairs, the end rods, the carpet. We'll have a single table here, again, all with the same stuff. And we will have some paintings above each one of these tables. Well, actually, you could do this one as well. There's no reason that you couldn't stick one on the glass, because why not? It seems as though that the inside of Buffalo Wild Wings is a little bit mental anyway. Like, there's a lot going on, so there's no reason we can't just stick stuff wherever. There is also going to be a set of lanterns as well. So we're going to space them. So 1 row away from here, like where the doorway is, and then a gap of 2, 1, 2, lantern, 2, lantern, and then these are spaced evenly, and then we surround said lanterns with acacia signs. So, like this. That's perfect, and this room pretty much complete. As a matter of fact, we should probably just head out into here now, and we are just going to have the same sort of light fixture in here. So right in the middle of the ceiling, we'll have the lantern, and then we'll surround it with acacia signs. We do also want to stick a painting on this wall. It's a 2x2. Okay, well... there we go. That one's just fine, actually. I don't mind that one. And we'll stick a potted plant here in the corner, which is just a brown glazed terracotta and a couple of leaves. And now we'll stick a door here. Should we have a sign? I feel as though that we should have a sign that says, like, toilets or something, just to mark it out. And then... in here, we need to do the floor. For the floor, I think we'll just do like chiseled quartz block, something like this, or chiseled quartz brick, or, you know, just something that looks bathroom floory, like that. We do also just have to place a couple of pane here on the end, and we can stick doors on each one of these. Inside each of these rooms, despite the fact that they are male and female bathrooms, we are going to have the same thing. Although maybe not. We'll have the exact same thing. So, split the room up with a row of black concrete, cauldron here, spruce trapdoor here, toilet door here. Do feel free to change the door. I'm just using the same door all the time, but I might swap it out later. Upside down quartz stair here, tripwire hook here, and I'm just going to stick a small bin here as well. But if you wanted to, you could stick like a hand dryer here on the wall, but it's super cramped in here if you do that, so I probably wouldn't. I'll tell you what you could do though is maybe you could throw a banner on the wall or something. Maybe that makes a little bit of sense. Maybe just like here. I don't think that that's too bad. And we'll do the same thing over here as well. So cauldron, spruce trapdoor, door, stall, sink, bin, and then just a towel somewhere. So like it probably makes most sense here, and that's it. And there's not really much room for anything else. If you did want to like make the ceiling look a little bit different, you could go for something like a polished andesite just to change it a little bit. It's a super unnecessary change though. Like that. Then if you wanted to, you can label the toilets as well. So like I'm not bothering with capitals and what have you because, you know, whatever, but you can add some signs if you want, and then there's actually just enough space in between the doors that you can add a painting if you want. Not that you'll really be able to admire it, but, you know, you can still add one. I think that that's fine. I just took out the door and therefore the sign above it, but that's pretty much this entire room here. If you did want to, you could add a lantern in the middle. I think that that's probably about as detailed as we're going to get. Next, we are going to head back into this huge room. This makes me feel like we've done nothing at all. And over here in this corner, we will place a row of 9 light grey concrete extending across the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll extend all the way up to the ceiling, across, and down. And then we will divide this area up with rows of light grey concrete every other row. We will stick some item frames in here, and you can place just different things. So I'm just going to go for a variety of candles and potions. And then above these, I'm going to stick some spruce trap doors. And on top of these, I'm just going to stack varieties of candles. Do feel free to chop and change what candles go where. But above these, I'm adding spruce shelves. And in the shelves, I'm adding 3 different potions. So these are all meant to be drinks of different sorts. And what also works as well is like brewing stands on here as well, and just regular pots. But again, there's only so much inventory space I have. Next up, we will make the actual bar itself by leaving a gap of 1 in front of this and just placing a row of black concrete that is the same length. Leave a gap of 1 at the end, and then just place an end rod every other block with blackstone pressure plates on top, just like this. Then I'm going to stick a row of stone brick wall on the ceiling above this, and I'll extend these blocks down, and these blocks down as well. And here we will just stack some different paintings. So preferably these would be better suited to this actual place, but you know, we'll just stick with these paintings. They're just meant to be TV showing all sorts of different channels and sports, etc. On this wall here, we can have a large painting, so it will go right here. So one of these, that's not my favourite. And a couple of these above it, again, kind of just like mosaics of just screens and screens and screens. That seems to be what these places are mostly about, is just 50 TVs just spread about the place. I'd love to go to one. I don't think we have one in the UK. In this corner, we can have a cauldron, oak trapdoor here, smooth stone slab, item frame on top. And I should point out as well that you can litter the bar with different things as well. So different candles, different item frames. We may very well do that at the end, or I might have done it for the intro, so you will have seen it already. Next to this, we will place 2 rows of 2 spruce planks like this. And then polished blackstone stairs, end rods, stairs on the end, black carpet on top of the end rods, and then 2 spruce planks on the end here. And then we will remove these bricks, so 2 rows of 3 bricks coinciding with the table and chairs. And then we will place black stained glass pane like this to form a window. And we've actually got enough room to do this 2 more times, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll place the stairs and the planks, etc., just going all this way. And then we will place just a bunch of stuff above the windows as well, because I think it just looks kind of cool. Again, the sort of like mosaic. I'm not going to fret too much about repeating paintings and stuff. Like we could be here all day if we were trying to get specific ones, so I think that that is pretty much fine. And beyond this, we have to connect this yellow concrete area to here at a right angle, so like this. And there will be a door here too, so that'll actually go right there. And we can add some yellow. I really love the yellow in this build, by the way. It's not a material that I use very often, or a colour that kind of like comes across very often. Always reminds me of Lego for some reason, but we kind of want to make just a serving window here as well that's this size with some black carpet in front. We also want to divide this area up as well, so we're going to place a doorway inside here, so where this room splits next to the window. And we can just stick an actual door here too. Again, I'm using the same door all the time, but I think I'll probably change it up a little bit later on. But this is this taken care of, so that looks pretty good. And then next, we have to make a bunch of tables in here. So we're going to line up with all of these booths, and we are going to place chairs on the floor like this. I think that we'll just do 2 rows of them, so like so. So we'll have a bunch of single tables like this, and then we'll just leave a gap, and then we'll have just a bunch of single tables. And well, it's not really like a single table. I guess it is, but there's 2 chairs. You guys get the idea. It's not for one person, but it's like a table with a chair either side. That looks good. And then we just have to make some benches as well. So the first bench lines up with the yellow concrete here. We want to place a spruce trapdoor in this position and this position. And we want to place spruce trapdoors connecting together like so. And maybe we'll just shove this. No, we won't. We'll leave it here, and we'll place just some end rods and a set of polished blackstone pressure plates on top. So we'll place 1 table here. Then we will leave 2 rows gap, and then we'll do the same. So I do believe that if we do it like this, then we... Okay, no, we'll leave 3 rows gap. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have a table again. So laid out in the exact same way. And then we'll leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have another table, and then that's perfect. And then we're 3 rows away from here, and then they're all kind of like spaced evenly apart. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I probably sound insane, but trust me when I tell you there's logic to this. So we're 3 rows away from the bar, and then we're like not including these chairs, but then like 3 rows away from each and every table, and we're not kind of like taking up too much of this room. It's just laid out nicely this way. And once again, we will add stuff to these tables later to really like bring this place a little bit of life. We do also want to add some lighting. So the way that we are going to do it is we will line up with this row of light grey concrete here and this row of light grey concrete here. And we will follow that light grey concrete to the split in between the windows. Again, everything sounds a little bit insane, but it does have logic to it. So we line up here to here, chain on the ceiling. And then we can do the same thing to here and here. So we line that up with each one of these splits in between the windows. And then we can just suspend lanterns from the chains. And then we can just surround the lanterns with signs. I'm going for acacia because just a bit of orange. I don't know where I got orange from as like the colour of this place, but they do seem kind of orangey on the inside, like when I've researched the interiors. Maybe bamboo might suit it better, but I do like the mixture of colours regardless. I also want to stick 1 potted plant here and here, which is just 2 brown glazed terracottas with 2 sets of oak leaves on top. And I'm wondering whether we should have like a little rug here as we enter or not. I think that looks pretty good. But now that we have done all of that, we can work on this area. Next, we are going to hop into here and place 1, 2 pale oak shelves in this position, extend them to the right by 1, and place 2 here as well. Then we will place some black concrete in between them, and then we will extend the black concrete up 1, and we'll place red concrete here on the left and blue concrete here on the right. We then want to stock these shelves with different drinks. So I don't want to get a million different potions out, so I'm just stocking the red fridge with blue drinks and the blue fridge with red drinks. And the first thing that we probably should have done is remove the floor. That probably should have been step 1, but that's okay because we want to place a block of iron underneath these shelves, and we then want to place smooth quartz block in front of the iron, and then we are going to place a black concrete here. And we actually want to extend the black concrete out into a checkered pattern that will extend into this opposite room as well. So we just want to follow this along. Basically, every other block is black concrete, and then every other block is white concrete. You guys get what I'm saying. And we'll end up with something that should look like this, and we'll replace the doors in a second. I don't know whether it looks better to place polished black stone wall here or to just have black concrete. I have a feeling black concrete looks better. And then we can seal up this area with just good old glass. And then here across the counter, polished black stone stair, pot, item frame, roast chicken in here, lantern. Here above the door, we'll stretch a row of black concrete across the top. And then we'll just stick a bunch of paintings in here. And I think that that looks pretty good. It looks quite nice from the outside. And then we can head into here. So in this corner, we will place 2 block of iron on top of each other with stone buttons in front. Cauldron here, tripwire hook here, 2 light grey concrete here, blast furnace here, light grey concrete here. And then we can build as many blast furnaces as you like into this wall, or maybe like 2 of them, like this. And then we can stick a couple of pale oak shelves here, brewing stand here, polished blackstone pressure plate here. I'm thinking that we just stick an item frame, roast chicken here, stone stairs here, extend it around, maybe even a stone stair here in this wall as well, because why not? And then, would it be too much to add, say, just like bookshelves in this corner? Probably, yeah. So now that we've done that, all we kind of have to do is like stock these shelves. My go-to kitchen implements are always like the trident, the mace, and the iron axe, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they're really close to each other. And maybe we can make the ceiling in here yellow. I think that that might look good. Looks pretty good in my opinion. I don't think that we've really got enough room for any lights in here, so we'll just leave it like this, I think. And then in here as well we do just, why not make this yellow too? Add a bit of yellow into the build. I think that that looks fantastic. And all we have to do now is just add some doors, I do believe. So let's just replace these. And now that we've done that, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Buffalo Wild Wings into our city. I have a minor predicament with this build as it feels quite a modern design, so therefore it sort of belongs in the modern portion of the city. But it also feels as though that it should be in kind of like a dense downtown area as well. I think that at the very least for now, I'm going to add it to the leisure/retail park here. I think that this is the closest thing that this build has to a home at this moment in time. What do you think? You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.